The British royal family is no stranger to headlines, but few developments have sparked as much discussion as the latest honor reportedly surrounding Catherine, Princess of Wales. Across royal circles, palace watchers are buzzing with speculation, while supporters are celebrating what many see as another powerful sign of Catherine's growing influence within the monarchy. And if the reports and growing public sentiment are anything to go by, this development may represent far more than just another royal title or ceremonial recognition. For some observers, it signals a major shift in the future direction of the royal family itself. But what exactly is happening? Why are royal commentators calling this Catherine's most significant moment in years? And why are some claiming that Queen Camilla could be facing an increasingly difficult position within the palace hierarchy? Stay with us until the end, because the full story reveals a fascinating power dynamic unfolding behind palace walls. For years, Catherine has carefully built a reputation unlike any other royal of her generation. While others often found themselves at the center of controversy, Catherine consistently projected stability, dedication, and restraint. She rarely responded to criticism. She avoided public feuds. And she focused almost entirely on her duties, charities, and family responsibilities. That strategy appears to have paid off in extraordinary fashion. Recent months have seen an outpouring of public support for the Princess of Wales. Even during challenging periods, Catherine's popularity remained remarkably resilient. Poll after poll showed her standing among the most admired members of the royal family. Royal experts often point to one critical factor: trust. Many members of the public view Catherine as someone who embodies the traditional values associated with the monarchy while also bringing a modern and relatable image to the institution. As a result, every move she makes now attracts enormous attention. And that brings us to the honor currently generating intense discussion. According to royal commentators, Catherine's growing prominence has reached a level that few could have predicted when she first joined the royal family. What began as a role supporting Prince William has evolved into something much larger. Today, she is increasingly seen as one of the central pillars supporting the future monarchy. Observers have noted how Catherine has become the face of several major royal initiatives. Whether promoting early childhood development, championing mental health awareness, or representing Britain on the international stage, her presence often generates overwhelmingly positive coverage. This is precisely why the latest recognition has attracted so much interest. Many see it not merely as a personal achievement, but as an acknowledgement of her expanding importance within the institution. The symbolism is impossible to ignore. Every royal honor carries meaning. Every appointment sends a message. And every public gesture from senior members of the monarchy is carefully scrutinized. When Catherine receives special recognition, it naturally raises questions about how the palace views her future role. Those questions become even more intriguing when viewed alongside the changing dynamics among senior royals. For years, Queen Camilla has worked to establish her own position within the monarchy. Her journey has been one of the most remarkable transformations in modern royal history. From facing intense public criticism decades ago to eventually becoming queen, Camilla's path was anything but easy. Many observers acknowledge the significant effort required to rebuild public perception over such a long period. Yet despite that progress, comparisons between Camilla and Catherine have never completely disappeared. In fact, they seem to have intensified. Royal fans frequently discuss the differences between the two women. Camilla is often associated with experience, resilience, and loyalty to King Charles. Catherine, meanwhile, is frequently linked to the future, representing the next generation of royal leadership. That distinction matters. Because while Camilla occupies an important role today, Catherine is widely expected to become queen consort alongside Prince William in the future. And as William's position grows stronger, Catherine's influence naturally expands as well. This creates an unusual situation. The monarchy is simultaneously focused on the present and the future. King Charles and Queen Camilla represent the current reign. William and Catherine represent what comes next. Every major decision, honor, and public appearance therefore becomes part of a larger narrative about succession and continuity. That is why some commentators describe Catherine's latest recognition as a potential turning point. not because it diminishes anyone else's role, but because it highlights where momentum appears to be building. The public response has been striking. Social media platforms quickly filled with messages celebrating Catherine's achievements. Supporters praised her commitment to duty. Others pointed to her ability to maintain composure during difficult periods. Many argued that she has earned every honor coming her way. Some royal analysts even suggested that Catherine has become one of the monarchy's most valuable assets. That's a powerful statement. After all, the royal family's long-term success depends heavily on public confidence. Popularity alone is never enough, but trust, consistency, and credibility can have enormous impact. And Catherine appears to possess all three. Meanwhile, discussions surrounding Queen Camilla have taken on a different tone. To be clear, there is no evidence of any personal conflict between the two women. Publicly, they have consistently presented a united front. However, royal commentators frequently analyze how shifting public attention affects palace dynamics. And lately, much of that attention has been flowing toward Catherine. Some experts believe this creates a challenging environment for Camilla, not because of rivalry, but because comparisons become unavoidable. Every glowing headline about Catherine inevitably sparks new conversations about the monarchy's future. Those conversations often place William and Catherine at the center. As a result, the spotlight can gradually shift away from the current generation toward the next. This is where the situation becomes especially fascinating. Royal institutions thrive on symbolism. The smallest gesture can carry enormous significance. A seating arrangement, a public appearance, a special honor, a carefully chosen photograph. Each element contributes to a broader story. And increasingly, that story appears to emphasize Catherine's growing role within the future monarchy. Several royal observers have noted that public enthusiasm surrounding Catherine often reaches levels rarely seen among modern royals. Crowds gather in large numbers during appearances. Charitable campaigns receive widespread attention. Media coverage frequently focuses on her style, professionalism, and dedication. Such popularity inevitably strengthens her standing. And when popularity combines with official recognition, the effect becomes even more powerful. That is why many insiders are watching recent developments so closely. They believe the latest honor may be part of a larger pattern. A pattern suggesting that preparations for the monarchy's next chapter are gradually becoming more visible. If true, the implications could be enormous. Because every signal pointing toward William and Catherine's future leadership reinforces their position as the monarchy's next central figures. And that brings us to the most surprising aspect of this entire story. Behind the scenes, some royal experts are beginning to ask whether Catherine's rise is occurring even faster than anyone inside the palace anticipated. If that is indeed the case, the consequences could extend far beyond ceremonial recognition and public admiration. In fact, one palace insider's recent observation has sparked intense debate among royal watchers, and what they suggested about Queen Camilla's position has left many people completely stunned. The observation was simple, yet incredibly revealing. According to several royal commentators, the greatest measure of influence within the monarchy is not necessarily the title a person holds today, but how central they appear to the institution's future. And by that measure, Catherine's position has never looked stronger. The latest honor has reinforced a perception that has been building for years. The Princess of Wales is increasingly viewed as the monarchy's most important future figure after Prince William himself. That perception explains why headlines have described the situation as a nightmare for Queen Camilla. Not because Camilla has lost her status. Not because there is any confirmed dispute. And certainly not because her role as queen is in jeopardy. Rather, the challenge lies in the reality that public attention is increasingly focused on what comes next. As King Charles continues his reign, discussions about the future of the crown almost always center on William and Catherine. For Camilla, that means sharing the spotlight with a royal figure whose popularity continues to soar. For Catherine, however, the latest recognition represents something far more significant. It is another milestone in a remarkable royal journey. From university student to future queen, she has steadily earned the respect of palace insiders, royal observers, and millions of supporters around the world. Her rise has not been driven by controversy or dramatic public statements. Instead, it has been built on patience, discipline, and an unwavering commitment to duty. And that may be precisely why this latest honor has generated such excitement. To many, it symbolizes confidence in Catherine's ability to help guide the monarchy into a new era.